Okay. Well, now that peeps are here, I guess it's time for us to get back to all of the oxygen not included shenanigans. Now that the music's actually playing, do let me know, chat, how that all sounds for you. Got a few more moments before we need to worry about it over much. So do let me know. And we will see what we need to do. There we go. Now, we've got a couple of things in mind. We're slowly building up our hatch ranches, which is very nice. I need to deal with the Draco ranch as well. I'm probably going to move this hatch ranch down here and have all of the hatch ranches together, honestly, and just have one Draco ranch up there, because the hatch ranches don't actually need to be temperature controlled, and this will give me room to set up a specific temperature system for the Dracos then. Twisted Redhead, thank you very much for the 2 months there. 3 in total though, so third month, second best month, and second month in a row. Last month. Sweet Angel UK, hello, welcome to the chat. Which asteroid type of this? This is Oasis. Very hot. Very, very hot. I made the fool mistake of letting chat decide the starting conditions. So, is the sound okay? If so, then we should move forward. I am going to have to change this up. I'm strongly considering just putting in a transport tube just here to there. So people coming along, get in the transport tube and just get outside, and then the inside will be completely self-contained. Here we go. Aavak hasn't even started, and he's already blaming chat. I mean, yeah, that's a fair point. I really do need to push this out, though. I really need to get that CO2 out of there quite badly. But it's already so high temp in here. Sorry, it's so high pressure in here. Right now, flushing this CO2 is important to me. But the oxyferns will be converting it. And we've got the oxyferns converting the CO2 a lot faster than... I mean, these two, but I don't think dupes produce that much CO2, do they? Oh, they actually exhale. Each one exhales... oh, that's milligrams. I was going to say, dear Lord, they're exhaling like a kilo of CO2? What? How does their respiration work? I don't even. But no, that was... well, actually, is that micrograms or milligrams? That's the question there. Micrograms or milligrams? Either way, they are exhaling way more than these two can gobble up by themselves. So I'm probably, as much as I hate to do it, I'm probably going to have to set up a what are we called? Carbon skimmer, I imagine. Micro-MU, thank you very much. It's milligrams. Yeah, the oxyferns we have in here, even these two... well, I mean, you know, the duplicants are always in here breathing, but there's enough of them in here breathing most of the time that this is going to constantly be causing me a problem. Like, look how much there is there. It's not a small amount of CO2. It's a large amount of CO2. I was really hopeful that enough of these in place would be able to sort this out, but no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we're going to need some industrial machinery. How are we going to set that up is the question. I could, I suppose, have a little spot down here. Just kind of ducked down, which would be a CO2 pit from that point on. The CO2 would gradually make its way over there and would be consumed. That's probably the best way for me to go. Ardent Drub, thank you very much for that whopping great 10 gift subs. straight out of the gate as well. That's the first gift that you've made in the community, and it was 10. My goodness. Nice indeed, Bilal. Please, everyone, put plenty of love in chat there for Ardent. That is incredibly, incredibly kind of you. Thank you. Yeah, don't worry. I've already got Starbase Startopia, and I've had it for a little while. And wait, I'll be checking out the update that came out today to see if it is to the point yet where I feel a first taste is ready. But yeah, we are going to be playing a lot of that. I think it's fair to say an awful lot, actually. But yeah, we need to deal with the CO2. This place is not doing well for that. It's not doing well for it. And I'm thinking a little CO2 trap down here would be good. Let's have a look at how the water is running. This little bit of water up there is running fine. Yeah, because this could easily just be going to the CO2 scrubber instead. Just popping into a CO2 scrubber, and then out pops, maybe even 2, actually, and then out pops some polluted water. You know what? That wouldn't even be a big issue for anything. It's either that or we set up a mini pump. That's the other thing we could do. A mini pump set to only trigger if there's CO2 there. And if there is, pump it out, obviously. You know, it's fairly straightforward, that one. But I like the idea of a scrubber, I guess. I think I prefer the idea of a scrubber. Yeah. If I have something down here, just with vent tiles, just letting it in, and then I can have 2 scrubbers set up, or even just one right there would be enough. But I'll probably set up 2 just for the symmetry, honestly. All right. Well, given that, we're going to need this going along. And up, naturally. We will hopefully be able to get some peeps in there. I'm going to go ahead and delete the buildings. We're just going to delete all... Well, actually, you know what? We can build it from inside. It's probably going to be a little bit easier. Obviously, I kind of need this to be deconstructed at a bit of a higher level. So let's get rid of that. We are also going to want this to run down a little bit. And we'll have that built out here instead. Sure, copper will be fine. Right, I would like the... Well, to be honest, yeah, just get those parts done first, and then we can sort the rest out. I would actually like these walls to be made at a slightly higher priority as well. Aavak, did you know that gases tend to flow from top right to bottom left if they are in an enclosed space in this game? That has been partially addressed. It still happens to a small degree, but yeah, I've actually already mentioned that in the series. But that has been partially addressed by the devs. They have put in some systems to try and help with that and generally get that sorted out. Now, this is all set up. Where does that gas vent go? Also, is this set to be on? It is turned off, I think. No, it isn't. There we are. Now it's turned off. There we go. Perfect. Ultimately, I want this to just empty out this space. And one day, it may have to empty out quite a lot of other stuff as well, like steam, which would not be the greatest thing in the universe, but, you know, it's a thing that's going to have to happen. And for that, I'll probably need a high-pressure gas fan. So we'll get another one set up right there. I do rather urgently need this done, though, because our quasi-airlock is not doing anything right now until that's built. Is Startopia really so old? Damn, time flies. Startopia is a pretty old game, yeah. It's quite an old game. Well, I mean, you know, you even just have to think of which development group did it. I think that will allow me up there. It was made by Muckyfoot, which are ex-Bullfrog employees. I almost said Biofrog. BioWare. You've corrupted my brain. Can they reach this? They should be able to. Right. Once they're done, we'll just strip this place apart in there. Bullfrog, makers of Dungeon Keeper. Right, we're going to need a way to introduce more liquids in here later on. Right now, this is all set up correctly. If the temperature is above, well, I don't know. If it's polluted water we've got running through it, I'm going to say if the temperature is above, because it'll drop it by 14. So I'm going to say if the temperature is above 0, then run it through. And the same over here. If the temperature is above 0, then run it through. Then turn it on. We want it, we're fine with the temperature being sub-zero. We'll filter it through the whole system gradually. It will eventually cool stuff down. Can we reach this point or not? Is the question. I'd really like that done now if we can. Because this is no good for our dupes. We need to help them out a lot more than we currently are. Food-wise, it's not great, but it's stable at the moment. I'm not sure they can reach it. Can't quite. I'm not sure if they can get up there. Sometimes they can make steps like that. And Syndicate and Theme Hospital. That's right, yeah, Theme Hospital. Yeah. And Populous. They made a lot of things. They made a lot of things. Lionhead made Black and White, but Lionhead was made up of largely ex-Bullfrog employees, frankly, so that shouldn't be too surprising. Right, okay, look, we need this done, so let's get down there. And deconstruct that. And we want this ladder going all the way down. For now, we'll quickly get this done. And then we need all of these pulled up. In fact, we kind of need all of this pulled up as well. At least... Oh, that's in the wrong spot. And so build. Almost did a silly. Okay, yeah, we definitely can't use these ones then. Need to get rid of those now. We are going to have to break the seal on the main base, but thankfully the air pressure outside is fairly good. And it is the right stuff, so we should be alright with that. Go ahead and remove these. Remove that. If we go ahead and grab the airflow tiles, use copper all there. There. We'll have 2 airflow tiles, which will lead straight down to the... in fact, this is... I hate using priority 8 for so many things. But this is a really reasonably high priority. I want this done really quickly so that we don't have to expose the base for too long. Hello, Alex. How are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for the 2 months of Prime. Second month, best month. Hello, Talk. You kind of wish, but also don't wish that Black and White would get a remake. I don't think Black and White, that they will ever make a game like Black and White again. I don't think there's enough. I think it's too risky of a game to make. If that makes sense. I strongly suspect they wouldn't make something like Black and White anymore. And that is really sad. Like super duper sad, actually. Cancel Deconstruction. I just don't think they'll do it. Actually, I am going to have that deconstructed because I need this to go there. So yeah, deconstruct that. Once again, all of this. 8s. You know what? Get rid of these bloody ladders. They're in my way. I dislike them. Black and White was a game that could really only be made by someone like Peter Molyneux. For better or for worse, it was around in the days where people were exploring what games could be. I think that I don't know if that time is ever going to be around again. Now gaming is such an enormous industry. There's do's and don'ts. There's risks to take and risks not to take. And yeah, I just don't think they will. And that really, really saddens me, like, more than I could easily explain. But it is what it is, I'm afraid. There we go. And we want this going downwards. There we are. Once again, let's get all of that done. Chop, chop. Oh, no, Pip! Why, Pip? You must not be down here. Leave. You will leave this place one way or another. I prefer for you to leave the way that doesn't involve me killing you. But if you force my hand... how much power is on this wire? 610 watts. How much do these take? How much do the carbon skimmers take? 1,200. Oh yeah, we can definitely hook them up then. We can have them hooked up to this power supply. That should be fine. Don't worry, we'll have all of this sorted in just a moment. There we go. It has left. Good, good, good. Let's get this all mopped. There you go. Come along. Just need a tiny bit of power, and then this will start doing its job. The oxyferns over here aren't going to be happy about it, but that's... Yeah. If we can get some buddy buds, then I will happily set up buddy buds in here. Terrazette, did I catch your prime? I don't think I did. Thank you very much for the prime sub there. It's really kind of you. Only a matter of 5 minutes after you followed, no less. You discovered the channel, followed it, and then subbed. That is incredibly kind of you, my lord. Diolch yn fawr. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Oh no, Belial! And I misclicked and accidentally unfollowed Aavak. Rip my 2014 followage. Oh no! At least I still have my substreak. Dapper rips in chat, please. The 2014 followage has come to an end. All the dapper rips. Now that should be igneous rock. Yes, it is. Oof. Let me just make sure, because I didn't actually make double sure that I'd set that up correctly. Okay. Time for this to go in. Now, here's the thing. Are we going to be able to deconstruct both of these? See, I'm fairly certain I'm not going to be able to do that. Deconstruct all of this, and then I'll enter from the bottom and pull that out. It should be fine. There we go. That rock is going to have to drop out. I'll just open this up, let it out. But look at that. The room is finally not full of CO2. All the CO2 escaped. Well, that's a nice little job that we've done for the dupes. I feel relatively happy about that. I feel super happy about that. Prey Angel, I'm not going to make that any easier on you. There is no version of me in any universe that will tell you to watch the stream over watching Lady She-Lab's content. You're going to have to make that call yourself. If you don't watch the stream, I'll make it a little tiny bit easier. Oh, wow, it worked! Oh, that's fantastic news. But I'll make it a tiny bit easier on you. This will be going up on my second channel in VOD form. So, if you did miss out on the live, don't worry. You can catch up later. There we are. Okay, well, that's all sorted. I mean, there is one version of this airlock that I'm wondering about. What if? Now, what if? What if, chat? What if I made it so that the only place they had to wait was on the outside? Now, a real airlock will force you to wait on the inside as well. Okay. Why is there so much gray? It's because I'm in a specific view mode. I'm in the automation overlay. If I come out of that, then it's no longer... unless you mean all of this. This is CO2. There is an awful lot of CO2 in my base. But if you were wondering about that particularly. Now, there is a version of this airlock that might work. And that version of the airlock involves using a... taking out these 2 checkpoints. Now, in a real airlock, when you go to the airlock, you signal that you want to go through. The airlock will pressurize or depressurize the inside based on where you're coming from. So if you're coming from the outside and there's low pressure outside, it'll depressurize the airlock. So there's not like explosive decompression. And then you walk in, you close the door, then you wait for the airlock to pressurize again with the atmosphere in the room that you're about to enter. Now, the thing is, you could build that in this game. It would be at least twice as wide, and as a result, would take so much time. Well, actually... No, actually, it would be about this wide, but the logic for it would be significantly larger. But you'd also need a lot of different gas valves so that you could shunt the gas in one way or another. Because basically, if someone was coming from the outside, it would have to effectively make this environment the same as the outside environment. Now, it could, in our case, just decompress it. So that, you know, the gas out here rushes in. Doesn't matter. You go in, it floods that gas back out. And then pressurizes itself with the gas from the direction you're going to. So that the pressures are equal. We don't need to do that because there isn't explosive decompression in this. The worst that'll happen is a lot of gas will suddenly flood one way or another as it tries to equalize pressure. It's not going to rip the doors off the walls or slam dupes against the firewall or anything like that. But in a real base, that's what would happen. You know, you'd go to if like you were on the moon or something like that. You come in from the outside, the airlock will depressure completely. Then the outside door will unlock. You can go in, then you have to wait for it to gently pressurize with the internal atmosphere. Then the internal door will open, and then you can walk through, and then, you know, it might stay full of gas because then it's faster to leave. I mean, you could put in some smart technology so that it would be like, well, there's only one person in the base, and their schedule says they're not going back out today, but there are 8 people still outside the base, and they're all coming home at some point. So I'll decompress now so that when they come back, they can just, you know, going through the first lock is a lot faster. You'd probably do something like that. That's what I would do. I would certainly set up the airlock to try and make a good decision and save time because, you know, no one wants to be stuck outside waiting for it to decompress or pressurize properly. Aavak, I really like it that you take time to explain things. Thank you. I imagine there's some people who don't like it, but I'm glad that some people do. Now, the problem that we have here is that they enter, and this is closer to a real airlock in that they enter, they would then have to wait. Right now, the system is shut down because it wasn't working the way I wanted. But long story short, too late, I know. I could take out the internal checkpoints. So if someone wants to come in from the outside, they wait here for this to completely decompress. And then this says, yeah, you can go. They walk straight through. A little bit of gas will follow them, only a smidge. And then they walk straight through the other side because there's nothing telling them to wait. But then if someone wants to leave, they wait there. And then they go through in much the same way. Oh, hey, Cringer, how you doing, mate? Welcome, raiders. Please put out the tea. Please put out the... Okay, Cringer's from across the pond. Look, they foolishly threw all of the tea in the river. Wow, this is somewhat larger than a river. They threw it all away. And thus began their trip to the dark side. They then only had coffee. It really, it's not the Americans of today's fault. They know no better. They were set on this path a long time ago. So put out the coffee. I'm sure Leafin will be happy with this, but we'll have to slowly wean them off it. You can't just take away that much caffeine from someone. It'll break them. No, quite literally, actually. They'll be sleeping all the time. They'll be grouchy all the time. Then they'll be sleeping some of the time. They'll still be grouchy all of the time, though. Then eventually they'll be sleeping normally. They will still, however, be grouchy all of the time. It'll take much time before they stop being grouchy all of the time, as they adjust to the significantly more dapper, but also significantly less caffeine in tea. It's a slow process, but I'm willing to put the effort in. Hey, so some of us Yanks still do too. I have seen the memes on Twitter. I've seen what you folks think tea is. No. Tea does not require 5 bags of sugar. It also does not go in the fridge. Of course, I'm joking. Hello, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful time. Cringer, did you just play Civ for the rest of it? Or did you jump over to a different game? Did you jump over to Carrion, Cringer? Did you jump over to Carrion? Tell me the truth now. Have you grown a taste for the forbidden pork? Be honest. Finish with Fall Guys. Oh, right, okay. I wasn't expecting that answer. Fair enough. Right, okay, we're going to take away these. And then we are going to reactivate our airlock system. And we're going to just see how it works. Now, by removing these, we can actually add another set of doors. Well, actually, no, we can't. Not there. I could have a bridge. And we can add in a little bit of extra tiles. Because the less room in here for gas to sit, the faster and more efficient these will work. We have to do the host and run. Need to prep for a tropical storm hitting me tonight. Oh, wow. Well, enjoy. Yikes. Be safe, man. My lord. Take care, buddy. Yeah, I've got a funny feeling the Carrion's going to be making an appearance on my YouTube channel. By funny feeling, I mean it is going to be making an appearance on my YouTube channel. It's going to be an interesting time. Okay, it is time for me to enable these buildings, and now we can watch how this works. If it is far too long of a delay, because that should turn off in a moment. How much more gas is in there? So annoying. It takes so long. There we go. Bottom one's done. Top one's done. It is ready. You are now allowed through. You're not allowed out, though. No. This is filling. This is. Oh my lord! So many of you coming through. Honk. There we go. Right. Okay. Now, how long are you guys going to be waiting there for? Way too long. This is way too long. Still hundreds of milligrams. Okay. Vacuum over there. Vacuum almost down here. Now into. Oh no! Come on. You'll be all right. You're having pleasant chit chats, though. You know, you're seeing friends and stuff. That's always good. And boom. Go. There you are. It's too aggressive. It's way too aggressive, I think. Now, what I could do is I could power all of these doors so that they close a lot faster. But exactly the same thing is happening now. As much as I want the system to work, I just don't think it will. I don't think we can have it work, I'm afraid. I can try adding a couple more doors. Well, no. At that point, once you got that many doors, you may as well just cheese the system and use doors. No, I think ultimately it's time for us to set up the tubes. So we're going to disable these buildings again. It was nice playing around with it. I like to try and engineer these sorts of things and see if it's possible to make things that are less gamified and more, you know, real kind of physics stuff. But, yeah, not working for us right now. The reason why it's so bad at pulling a full vacuum, unfortunately, is the way the vents work. There's no configuration of vents that'll make this any better, really. Is because as the density of air in the room goes down, well, actually, the vents are kind of realistic in that they have a set amount of power. And they can't go over that. They don't break if there's lower density. They just slow down if there's much lower density. In real life, you have extremely powerful pumps to completely pull all of the air out of a room. And they do it very quickly. You know, because in the realistic setting, you don't want to be waiting for an airlock, you know. If you're in a position where, yeah, I'm running out of air in my EVA suit, and yeah, the airlock says, oh crap, it's on Windows time. It's fluctuating between 5 minutes and 42 hours. Oh no, it's now saying 3 centuries. Yeah, I'm dead. Tell my wife I loved her very much. She knows. Ground control to Major Tom. The airlock's dead. There's something wrong. Right, okay, let's see. Yeah, I think we're going to have to set up vacuum tubes. Have we got that researched? I don't think we have. No, we haven't. So we could set up this. Now, this is such an extravagant way of getting in and out of the base, but you know what? For my dupes, I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to do it for my dupes. Altec, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Second month, best month. Aavak, this sounds like you want to play some Stationeers. Those airlocks are way more realistic. Yeah, they are. They are. I'm waiting for Stationeers to be a full game. Stationeers is a fantastic tech demo at the moment, like truly amazing tech demo, and I love it to bits. It's not yet a full game though. But for those who have just joined, you know what? Before I get down to the next big project, which is going to require an enormous amount of stripping things out of this area, I'm also, as much as I hate myself, I'm really tempted to change this from just one steam room to a industrial sauna, as per John Francis, and actually have all of my massive heat generating buildings in one place, where it's just keeping steam at the temperature that the steam generators will run. So, you know, all of the super high heat industry is just being thermally regulated by steam generators. I'm playing with that idea. I kind of like the idea of having the cooling loop for the entire base, though, run off a dedicated circuit. I think there is something to be said about that. Something to be said about it.